How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Memtes, Daf 49 of Masechta BavaBasra. Friends, listen up, friends. Today's gonna be a really small daf. I'm predicting 10 minutes. Basically, there's a 2 dots in Memtes Amud Aleph. The whole of Memtes Amud Aleph is like 10 lines, and there's a 2 dots halfway through that. So I think it's probably something like 8 lines into. I guess maybe it's like 15 lines the whole Amud. Anyways, thing is, I figured there isn't like a really good place to stop after that. It's like either there or like the end of. I don't even know where we'd stop after. So anyways, the point is it's a very small daf. It means tomorrow's daf is going to be basically Memtes and Nun, basically. But anyways, it's BavaBasra. I mean, the pages are so small that you're trying to look for a place to stop. You end up 2 dafs later. Anyways, all right. So we're going to start daf Memches with Beis. Truth is, in order to have something to. Truth is, I could have kept on going until the 2 dots. Normally, I guess I would have just kept on going until the 2 dots where we're going to get up to today. I would have done yesterday. But if we do that, then there would have been no daf for today. So we have about half of Memches Beis to do today and half of Memtes Amud Aleph to do today, and that'll be our daf. Fine. So we're going to start in Memches Beis about halfway through the Amud. Tobi. I had a friend in high school. His name was Tubbs. So I assume this was a different guy who lived about, maybe about 2,000 years before Tubbs. And this guy's name was Tobi. And Tobi, Tala Poppy, Akinra. Alright, so Tobi hanged a poppy from a tree. Is one of the lights starting to get shtickle schwach? Do I see a light flickering? I think I have these lights. Akoponim. So Tobi, Tala Poppy, Akinra. So Tobi was hanging poppy from a tree. Vizavit, and I guess made an offer that Poppy couldn't refuse, and Poppy sold Tobi whatever Tobi wanted. Chosim Rabba Bar Chana Amoidah ve'ashkalta, and Rabba Bar Chana signed both on the modah and the ashkalta. Who can remember what a modah is? We had this the other day. A modah is basically if a fellow knows he's about to get extorted into selling epis, so he goes to witnesses in advance and he tells them, "Hey, people, I'm about to get forced to sell something. You should just know, witnesses, that I don't want to be selling this. I'm selling it because I'm getting an offer I can't refuse. This is not something that I want to be doing." So, interestingly, Rabbi Bar Chana was a witness, he signed as a witness both for the modah that Poppy made in advance before Tobi hanged him from a tree. I guess Poppy knew something was up, and Rabbi Bar Chana was a witness who signed on a document that says that Poppy does not want to be selling what Tobi is making him sell. All right, but interestingly, Rabbi Bar Chana Oichet signed on the document of the sale Oichet. On the document of the sale Oichet. So Kilu, he's signed on a document saying that the sale is illegitimate, but also on a document saying that the sale is legitimate. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Rob. Alright. Fine. So again, Tobi Tala Poppy Akinra, Vizovin, Chosm Rabba Bar Chana Amodah, Ve'ashkalta. He signed both on the Shtar Modah as well as on the Shtar Ashkalta. Ravuna said Ravuna, Man dechosm Amodah Shapir Chosim, Man dechosm Ashkalta Shapir Chosim. So Ravuna says something confusing, which we'll have to clarify, which is basically both documents are valid. He says again, Man dechosm Amodah, that Rabbi Bar Chana signed on the modah, givaldik. Man dechosm Ashkalta Shapir Chosim, and also he signed on the sale document, oichet givaldik. Manav shach. But 1 second, I don't understand. Imodah le ashkalta. If we're saying that the modah is valid, so then the document of the sale is invalid. The ashkalta lo modah. And if the sale if the document sale, if the document of the sale is valid, well then the modah is invalid. So this is what Rav Huna is saying. Ilav modah, if not for the fact that there was a modah, well, if not for the fact that there was a modah, then we would have relied upon the shtar ashkalta. Rav Huna, the time of Rav Huna is consistent with his opinion. Tam Rav Huna talyuv zavin zabine zabine. Because of course we learned yesterday, Rav Huna's opinion is that if you hang somebody from a tree and he says, "All right, fine, I'll sell you whatever you want," it's a valid sale. So therefore, Rav Huna, what Rav Huna is saying is that if not for the fact that there was a modah, then we would have relied upon the ashkalta, because we're saying that it would be a valid sale, even though Tobi was hanging Puppy from a tree, and Puppy was under duress. Ini, is this really true? That when you have conflicting documents, a moda'ah and an ashkalta, that the moda'ah would cancel out the ashkalta, right? Rav Huna said if not for the fact that there was a moda'ah, so then we would have relied upon the sale document. Meaning that, but since there is a moda'ah, so therefore we don't rely upon the sale document. So we have a moda'ah and we have an ashkalta. The moda'ah seems to outweigh the ashkalta. So ini v'amar Rav Nachman says, so edim she'amru amona hayu dvarenu ein ne'amonim, moda'ah hayu dvarenu ein ne'amonim. That if you have witnesses who say amona hayu dvarenu, what does that mean? It's a shtar amona. It's come up a few times, I think. A shtar amona is like it's like fake glasses, right? It's like a fake document, right? It's a document that has witnesses and they sign. It says that Shimon lent Reuven money. It's mamash a real document. But then they say, oh no, it's not actually real. We wrote that Shimon didn't actually lend Reuven any money. We wrote that document just in case Reuven was going to want to borrow money from Shimon in the future. The document was already written. So, but no, we're not. They come. So Shimon wants to come and collect with this document, and the witnesses say, wait, one second. No, that Shimon didn't actually lend Reuven any money. We just wrote the document just in case Shimon was going to lend Reuven any money. So we don't rely upon that. Meaning, we don't rely upon a shtar amona, and therefore, if there's a document that has witnesses signed on it, so that is what is going to fly. Not when they say, oh no, it was a shtar amona. No, the document is what we're going to rely upon. The document. But again, Ve'amar Rav Nachman, if witnesses say, oh yeah, we know that we're signing the document, but that was only a shtar amona. We don't believe that. We don't rely on what they're saying. Rather, rely on the document that we have. If they say that oh yeah, we're signed on this sale document, but you should know that before the sale he came to us and he said that the sale was being done under duress. Meaning there's no document to note that, but they're just saying after the fact. So meaning there's a document that says that there's a sale that took place, and then they're saying, oh yeah, but by the way, he came to us before and it said it was under duress. It's not really a good sale. That doesn't work either, right? So we see that Rav Nachman says that. A modah doesn't work. That when you have a document saying that the sale was valid, so the modah doesn't work. And yet Rav Huna is saying over here that if you have the shtar modah and the shtar ashkalta, the shtar modah will cancel out the shtar ashkalta. So, and for the Gemara, the difference is that when Rav Nachman says that when Rav Nachman says that when you have a document about a sale and the witnesses say that the seller came to us in advance and said that the sale was happening under duress, that does not override an actual document. Words won't override what we have written in the document, but by BavaBasra and Rav Huna, so they're talking about we have two conflicting documents. So in that case, the shtar, what was it called? The shtar modah was written first, right? Meaning, Puppy came to BavaBasra and said, look, Tobi is about to hang me from a tree. You should know I don't want to sell that. Okay? I don't want to sell it. So Rabbi Bachana wrote that down. And that document was first. And that document says that the sale that the sale is under duress and it shouldn't be valid. And then he signed on the later document, as we're going to see in a minute, that probably I assume he signed that document just that Tobi would take him down from the tree, right? Meaning Tobi hanged him from a tree and said, "Sell me whatever." So Rabbi Bachana signed the document so that Tobi would take him down. But in that case, when you have two conflicting documents, so we would rely upon the shtar modo. Now, Gufa Rav Nachman, so Rav Nachman said earlier, Amana ayu dvarenu ein ne'emanim, modo ayu dvarenu ein ne'emanim. So Rav Nachman had said that both by a shtar amana, we don't believe the witnesses to say it's a shtar amana. We also don't believe the witnesses when they say that the seller came to us in advance and said that the sale was happening under duress. That what they say won't override the actual document. But my BavaBasra disagrees and says, "Look, amana yudvarenu ein nemanim." Sure, by a shtar amana, we don't rely upon them. We have a document that says that there was a valid loan. That's what we go on. We don't trust them when they say, "Oh yeah, it's just a shtar amana." However, if there's a document about a sale and they say, "Oh, but by the way, the seller came to us in advance and said that the sale was under duress and it should not be valid," so we actually do rely upon them, even though we have a document that says that it's a valid sale, and they're only saying that this, that the seller came to us in advance. Still says my BavaBasra that would work, that it would be an invalid sale, that the moda would be valid. My time outcome the difference between a shtar amana and the difference between a shtar amana and the shtar ashkalto that was written, even though they're claiming that he came to them in advance and said that this sale was happening under duress, is that the shtar amana should never have been written. A shtar amana should never have been written. Where do we? What is it? Rashbam quotes twice. Right? It says Al tashki ba'alecha avla. That you don't want to have crookedness lying around in your house, right? Also, the adam sheyashter shtar amana b'soch beiso. Right? Shtar amana, a document that says that Shimon lent Reuven money and it has witnesses, even though it never actually happened, is something that should never be written. And therefore, when this document surfaces and it's a valid document saying that Shimon lent Reuven money, to come now after the fact and say, "Oh yeah, it was just a shtar amana," we don't. That shtar amana should never have been written, and therefore we don't trust them. But we don't rely upon them saying that it's a shtar amana. But when it comes to moda hayudvarenu, that they wrote the document that for example, Tobi was hanging Puppy from a tree, and Puppy's Pashut hanging there and saying, "Yeah, okay, I'll sell it to you." And then the witnesses are there, they sign on the document. They signed on the document so that Tobi would take Puppy down from the tree. So of course they should have signed that document. And when they come and say, "By the way, yes, we signed on the document just to get Puppy down from the tree, but you should know Puppy came to us in advance and said that he was about to be hanged from a tree, and he doesn't really want to make that sale." So in that case, we do believe them because they did the right thing by writing down the document so that Puppy would take down Puppy. But we still do, but we do rely upon them when they say that the whole thing was done under duress and that Puppy told us in advance that he doesn't want to be selling this. Chevre, that was daf Memtes. Well, really half of Memtes and Aleph, but we're going to consider that daf Memtes of Masechta BavaBasra, and tomorrow we'll just kind of have a sort of augmented daf Nun. Peace out.